I'm a perfect example of that. I call it the case of the stolen watermelons?
Yes! Well...
Congratulations, Billy, for thinking before you became a yes man.
Thanks, but I'm not sure I shouldn't say yes. I mean, this is my gang. All the other guys want to steal the watermelons.
But you must have some good reason for hesitating.
I do. Farmer Jones is a nice guy. I think Spike's a creep for wanting to rip him off.
That's a pretty good reason for not going along.
But they'll go anyhow, whether I do or not.
Perhaps not. Maybe some of the other kids like Farmer Jones as much as you do. And if you can make them see your reason for not going, here, use these.
Listen, you guys, I think I've got a few well-chosen words for Spike and his crummy ideas. Farmer Jones is a nice guy. Why give him a lot of grief? Besides, it's wrong.
Did Billy change their minds about saying yes? Whether he did or not, he changed his own mind. And from now on, he's his own man. From now on, he's what you might call in the know. Dr. Nope? Why did he have to be Dr. Nope?
Well, we wanted him to be a figure of some authority, someone the kids would look up to.
Look up to? Well, then why not basketball player Nope? You want authority? How about Fire Chief Nope, or President Nope, or General Nope?
Take it easy, Pop. What have you got against doctors?
Not against doctors. I've got nothing against doctors. My uncle was a doctor. My niece is a doctor. I could have been a doctor myself, you
Of
know.
course you could,
I
Pop.
didn't want to be a doctor. I wanted to be an artist, an animator. What's so wrong about that?
Nothing's wrong about that. You could be a doctor, animator, tinker, tailor, soldier, sailor.
Dr. Nope, indeed. Dr. Seuss, Dr. Doolittle, Dr. Kissinger, doctors all over the place.
What's wrong with Pop?
I think maybe he really wanted to become a doctor.
Okay, let's watch Wacky World. Then I've got an idea.
It's a wacky world. A man in Philadelphia had a novel home for a while. He lived in a phone booth, kept his belongings on top, dined out when he had the money. Of course, sleeping was a problem. He had to learn to do that standing up. And you can imagine what it's like trying to get some sleep with people asking you for change all the time. It's a wacky world. Okay, now just relax and take it easy and take deep breaths. Oh, doesn't sound too good. Seems like you have a little temperature. We'll have to take a temperature. Oh, the thermometer. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I can't believe it. 150,000 degrees. You're a very sick lettuce. I think we'll have to operate. Yes.
Operate, doctor.
Yes, operate. Bold, doctor. Bold. Yes. Okay. Pepper. Quick. Salt. Here's the salt. Okay. Now, salad oil. This looks very, very interesting. Give me that salad tongue. I forgot the salad
We
tongue.
need something, doctor. What do we need?
I think
We need
tomatoes. Yeah. Okay.
This job requires intelligence, training,
Yeah.
and a steady hand.
And it also requires one other thing.
What's that?
Vinegar.
Vinegar.
What have we here? Hey, you two are very good at this salad-making business.
Well, we should be. We studied under the famous Professor Rutabaga.
Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Rutabaga here with a word about the fun we can have with some of our friends from Nature's Garden. I'm talking, of course, about the joy of vegetables. And by golly, that joy is on your plate when you use your imagination. This broccoli here looks just like a miniature tree, doesn't it? Use your imagination and you can feel like Godzilla eating a whole national forest of broccoli. Isn't that amazing? Wait, did you know that a cup of broccoli has more vitamin C than a cup of orange juice? Say, OJ, you just might want to change your initials to BJ. And wasn't he some kind of ball player? And did you know that it's correct high society etiquette to pick up your asparagus and eat it with your fingers? Say yes, it makes me feel good. Because it is. And if Mom's watching, you can pick up your asparagus with your fingers too, Mom. Yes, the whole family, your little children, your teens, your preteens, even even Mom and Dad and your stepsister-in-law, if you got one, can know and appreciate the joy of vegetables. I thank you.
It's time for Turkey of the Week, a chance to get to know and possibly even to dislike a really rotten kid. And now the presentation of the most unwanted award on television, the Golden Gobbler. To this week's Turkey of the Week, a turkey named Dirty Harry. This is the story of a messy kid and all the messy things he did. He made a mess of the clothes he wore by hanging them up every night on the floor. Soon the pile was piled up as high as the door, and he couldn't find anything there anymore. He had a messed up room and messed up hair, and his favorite expression was,
I don't care.
didn't care if his things got lost or wrecked. Didn't care what people want or expect. Didn't care about anyone else, much less whoever was supposed to clean up his mess. Harry never washed behind his ears, and he hadn't brushed his teeth in years. So Harry was avoided, therefore, by the people he said he didn't care for, till his only friend was his puppy Bruce, who was not just his pet, but his pet excuse.
My dog Bruce doesn't like baths any more than I do. Bruce never brushes his teeth, and he never goes to the dentist. And he never puts his stuff away either.
But the day came when Harry was in for a shock. He was taking Bruce for his morning walk when they met a poodle named Madame Dubarry, who clearly took a dislike to Harry. And when Harry bent over to Bruce to pet him, his dog pretended he'd never met him.
Here, Bruce. Here, boy. Come here, Brucey. I don't care.
So Harry decided then and there it was time that he started to learn to care. And dirt was the first thing he had to take care of. So he went to the car wash to get the first layer off. A barber was next, now that Harry was willing, then on to a dentist for cleaning, filling. Well, back home was more than a job for a broom. So they brought a dozer to clean out his room. And as the machine started pushing out junk, Harry began to feel less like a clunk. Because Harry found out what we all know is true. If you care about yourself, people will too.
You're no Turkey of the Week anymore. I'm taking that back.
It's a wacky world. Some hijackers in Greece got away with $1 billion worth of sesame seeds. Police were baffled until they spotted a line of ants carrying sesame seeds. Well, they followed that line and found the loop. Now they're so grateful, they'll probably invite the ants to the annual policeman's picnic. It's a wacky world. It's a wacky world. It's a wacky world.
Why, hello, Mommy World. Is Pop teaching you how to talk?
Oh yeah, he's teaching me how to talk.
Lenny, we've seen that bit, and it wasn't funny with the vegetables either. Ah, what a grouch. Either I see one of those detective ants from Greece, or it's Christopher Columbus discovering America.
Lenny, you don't really believe Columbus discovered America, do you?
He didn't?
Of course not. He may have been the first European to come to America, but there were lots and lots of people here to greet him, weren't there?
There were.
Come watch this.
There are lots of people in our town who are just like us, and today we'll tour their neighborhood by animated bus. Bus stop. Gee, how different other parts of town can be. Bus stop. Underneath, the folks are just like you and me. Bus stop. Bus stop. Bus stop. Bus stop. Bus stop. Welcome to Navajo country.
You mean the Navajo people have their own country?
Well, kind of. I guess you might say it's two countries in one. You see, the Navajo people were here before there was a United States. So they have their own tribal laws and government. But they live under our laws, too.
Look, are those cliff dwellings?
Yep. The Pueblo Indians built them over 900 years ago, even before the Navajo came here. To It only gets to grow about, this high. Look, Navajo Indians are called dry farmers, which means they have to farm with very little water.
What else do Navajo people do?
Well, for one thing, they raise sheep.
Sorry, we'll get them out of your way in a minute.
Hey, are all those kids in charge of all those sheep? Yep. From 7 years old, both boys and girls spend some of their time after school helping their family and watching the sheep. Boy, that's a lot of sheep there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, looks like them sheep pulled the wool over his eyes.
That's a hey.
Yeah,
Hey, that's Navajo for hi. I'm Bobby Benally. You guys are late. The driver said you'd be at our house by 9, but as long as he's taking a break, want to come with us? We're going to the trading post in Shanto. We're taking a shortcut to pick up my sister. Then we're delivering stuff we made for the trader to sell. What kind of stuff? Well, my mom weaves rugs and my father's a silversmith. Wow! Who's that Bronco Buster? That's my sister, Hallie Benally. She's in training for the rodeo. A lot of Navajo teenagers are into rodeo.
Yeah, hey, that looks like fun. I'd like to try that.
Come on, give it a try.
Hey, I mean, if a girl can do it. Hey, wait, don't leave me here.
These are rugs like my mom makes. Look at those colors. Mom gets them by boiling the dye that are shrubs and minerals that we find right here on the reservation. Navajo rugs are in museums all over the world. We weave them on upright looms the old way. But there are lots of new designs to see. We use the old traditional designs a lot on the pots and silver. I see something I like. They're called kachinas. The Hopi tribe makes them to represent the good spirits that share our world. And these are the great kachina masks the Hopi wear when they do their tribal dances.
Hey, can you do a rain dance in one of these things?
Somebody always requests a rain dance. Listen, certain songs and dances are pretty important parts of our religion. But if you want to try and you brought your umbrella,
It's boogie! Work it on! Oh, yeah! 1,015, 1,016. Oh, that's funny. I could have sworn there were about 1,016 sheep out there.
wow, those city kids can really dance up a storm.
Nope. No. Nay.
Lenny, how's it coming?
9. Okay, I'm almost finished.
Pop, that's it. We got it. Come out. Lenny and I have something for you.
I can't hear you. There's a glass here. I don't know
Lenny
what...
and I have something for you. Take it away, Lenny.
Whereas, in honor of your professional and artistic skills in making vegetables talk, and because we think also that you are a very nice person, we hereby award you this diploma as honorary Doctor of Animation. Congratulations, Dr. Pop.
Is there a doctor in the house?
I'm a doctor, thanks to you.
How'd you like the show, Doc?
It was a successful operation. Oh, I'm a doctor. shows. Hold it!
Oh, stop, Lenny, stop!
Be careful where you step.
The professor's on the floor.
The professor on the floor? Professor Rutabaga.
He's on the floor.
Oh, I get it. You're drawing drawings. He gets it.
He gets it.
What incarnation are you doing? Well, I want to see what the professor's up to. And if I run up and down this line of animation cells fast enough, they look like they're moving. They are. You're scattering them all over the floor. No. I mean the professor. I can see his legs moving. Stop right there. Oh, I thought you were learning this business. Let's take a minute and watch Super Person U. And after it's over, I'll give you a little refresher course on how to see if an animated character is moving. Now, sit down. Good.
Welcome to Super Person U, the animated University of the Air, whose hallowed halls are dedicated to graduating the new breed of got-it-together super persons who hardly ever beat people up. And now, this week's magna cum super graduate, a man who could be a captain this or a captain that, but chose the lowly rank of private to fight for decency in the name of the enlisted man, Private Dougherty.
So, in summation, I'd like to leave you with these watchwords of privacy. A man's home is his castle. Beware of the dog, and thou shalt not trespass.
That's old lady Dooley's house. She thinks she's some kind of hermit or something. Let's sneak up on her porch and scare the dickens out of her.
Excuse me, young fellows, but can't you read those signs? That one says, no trespassing, and that one says, private property.
Yeah, and that one says, attack cat on duty. I mean, who's scared of a cat? Buzz off, jerko.
trespass again.
You certainly are a super person, and to think you're only a private. First we climb over this here fence, then up the ladder, and then we spray our initials on a town water tank.
I wouldn't climb up there if I were you. This water tower is off limits.
Hey, get lost, Private. This here tower's public property.
But public property should not be defaced by private citizens. Graffiti is a nuisance and a misdemeanor. Besides, you could fall into that water tank and drown.
Notions, schmotions. Wait till my girl sees my initials up here. I can't swim. This water tastes polluted. What in the world do you think could be in it?
I don't know. Maybe somebody's fight.
Excuse me.
Now
was or not doesn't matter. It's not your car, and you have no right to sit on it like that.
Hey, you guys, look at this. It's a love letter to Spike. Listen to this. Dear Spiky Poo.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, cut that out. That's mine.
I love your freckles. I love your frown.
Hey, that's private property. That's no fair. Hold it. That's a personal letter. Hey, what can I do to make them stop that?
Maybe if you start respecting other people's privacy, they'll start respecting yours.
I love your cute little eyes, your ruby red lips, and most of all, I love...
Wait! Not that part. Nah, turn it over a new leaf. I'm not gonna sit on anybody's car or spray my initials, and I'm gonna apologize to Mrs. Dooley.
I think you've learned something important, Spike. If you want people to respect your rights, you've got to respect theirs.
Yeah, and speaking of respect, you've earned mine, Private. In fact, I'm thinking of putting you in for a promotion to, Captain. Here, Carrie.
Oh, what's that?
It's your burnt sienna marker. I borrowed it last week and I forgot to give it back.
Oh, thanks, Lenny.
After all, that's your private property, and if I forgot to give it back...
Lenny, it's okay. You just borrowed it.
Here, Pop. Here's your cadmium orange.
Orange? No, thank you. I'm not hungry.
No, not an orange that you eat. It's your cadmium orange marker.
What are you doing with my cadmium orange marker? This is mine, you know. It's private property.
I know. I borrowed it last week and I forgot to give it
Well,
back.
I should hope you would give it back.
Oh, Pop, don't be so... Everybody forgets to return things they borrow sometime. Private property just reminded him.
Well, I should think he would. What we hear about cartoons with a conscience. Thank you, Lenny. Now, get off the bridge and get back to work. This is a captain's area. No enlisted personnel allowed. Oh, and when you get back to your board, you see if you can find some of the other markers you borrowed, like the deep magenta and the frost blue, and the lemon yellow and the lime green, and the barley beige and the warm gray and the brick red, and oh, it goes on.
Thanks, and keep the change.
Oh, I didn't know young animators could afford to be big spenders.
Shh, Pop, she's buying us lunch, isn't she?
Well, she didn't have to flaunt it.
Boy, is this going to be finger-licking good.
Oh, fried chicken.
No, fried rice. Today we're going to eat Chinese.
Gee, aren't they kind of tough?
Let's see now. What do we got here?
Oh, egg drop soup for you, Lenny.
Egg drop soup. Oh, I love egg drop soup. But I think, you know what I think? I think it needs another egg. Yep.
This smells good. What's that?
That's chow mein.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is pressed duck.
Pressed up. Let me see this here. Oh, pressed it. Looks like it needs a little more pressing. Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't want to eat wrinkled duck, would you, Lenny?
I don't want to eat any wrinkled stuff.
Oh, wait a minute. What do we do now for... Wait a minute. What do we do for silverware?
We're not going to use silverware.
What?
We're going to use woodenware.
Woodenware?
Chopsticks.
Oh, yeah.
I love chopsticks.
Oh, here they are. All right.
I don't know how to use these, but I'm going to try
Let's
anyway.
see. Oh, wait a minute. You let an expert try it. Look what you're doing on the table, Lenny. Look at this. Watch this, you see. You get it on the thing. Then, wait a minute. Wait.
Pop thinks he's a big shot here.
Just a second. One more try.
This is right for Pop's try. He'll never get anything into his mouth.
Come on,
Missed
Pop.
again.
Get it up. You'll get it pretty soon. So will Lenny.
Well, how you doing with your soup, Lenny?
Very hard to eat. Super chopstick. There are lots of people in our town who are just like us. And today we'll tour their neighborhood by animated bus. Bus stop. Gee, how different other parts of town can be. Bus stop. Underneath, the folks are just like you and me. Bus stop. 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 Welcome to Chinatown.
There's a town named China?
No, Elaine, just the part of our town that looks a lot like China.
How come?
Because when Chinese immigrants came to America, they brought a lot of their culture with them. One of the most interesting things was their food.
Chop suey, gooey, gooey.
I can tell you haven't eaten too much Chinese food, Elaine. Real Chinese cooking is an art.
So's eating it when you have to use chopsticks.
Yes, eating with chopsticks takes years of practice. And now, let's talk about art.
My name's Art.
And not you, Art. I mean Chinese art. Like in that store over there. You see that fellow there?
Oh, is his name Art?
Not that Art. I'm talking about Art. Hey, Art, can you tell us what that is you're unrolling there?
Sure, it's a scroll. Scrolls are what Oriental scholars use to record their history. Want me to unroll some history for you?
All right.
You know, America wouldn't have been discovered if it hadn't been for the people in Europe looking for a shortcut to China where they could buy silk and spices and tea.
And it wasn't long before my ancestors started hitching rides back to America on the traders' ships.
And soon, thousands of them were working as laborers on the new transcontinental railroad. Their American bosses called them coolies and paid them so little that a new expression was coined.
Coolie wages?
That's right.
That's not exactly a compliment.
No, but it helped spread the word that the Chinese were hard workers.
And as Chinese communities sprang up in other cities across the country, the Chinese people used that hard work to start their own businesses.
At first, they were simple things like restaurants and stores and laundries.
Nobody ever got ring around the collar when his shirts went to a Chinese laundry.
But now there are Chinese people in every business and profession, in and out of Chinatown.
Boy, enrolling a scroll's like a lot more fun than turning the pages of a book. Yeah, but those things probably roll right off the bookshelf. Hey, I'll bet our teacher would like a scroll like that for our classroom. How much you want for it, Art?
Well, it's usually $5, but I'll give you a 25% discount. Let's see now, 25% of $5.
What's that thing?
That's an ancient calculator called an abacus.
What have you got against the adding machine on?
Nothing, but this does the same thing, without using electricity. That's $3.75, Art.
Thanks, Art. Hey, Driver, did the Chinese bring any dragons along with all this culture they brought along?
Oh, the dragon and the Chinese go way back.
Funny, that dude doesn't look so far back to me.
A dragon! Don't worry, kid. It's only a matter of time before you run out of steam. Don't worry. I forgot to tell you. The Chinese also invented gunpowder. Don't shoot. Don't huff. Don't puff. We give up. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! Hey, Dragon Breath, don't you know you scared the wits out of us?
That's the idea. That's our way of celebrating the Chinese New Year. Would you believe this is the year 4678? That's way back! But say, our tail's really dragging, and we thought there might be somebody on this bus who might want to help us celebrate. You're kind of cute. How about you?
Me? Well, no, I shouldn't. I don't think I deserve to celebrate with you. I've been kind of a drag about this whole trip through Chinatown.
Oh, come on. There's nothing wrong with putting a little drag in a dragon.
Well, can my friends come too?
You bet. The more the merrier. Far out! Carrie, that lunch was absolutely delicious. Thank you for treating us.
I'm glad you liked it, Pop.
Of course, it'll take me a while to work it off.
Work it off. What do you do for an exercise?
Well, I exercise in a scientifically prescribed manner.
Wow, that's impressive. What do you do?
What?
It's a wacky world. Some scientists down south are running tests to see how the heart stands up to jogging. Only they're using pigs instead of humans. Amazing. The pigs who jog are more cheerful and in better shape. The pigs who don't jog just lie around making, well, pigs of themselves. Do you think science is learning anything new from all this? It's a wacky world.
Pop, maybe if I watch you do it one more time, I get the hang of it.
Okay, Butterfingers, come here. We'll try it one more time.
Hey.
Are you all set?
All set.
Okay.
Hey, that guy's lifting weights.
That's the whole idea.
What's that from?
Professor Rutabaga,
Which one?
the one we're going to see right now.
Quick, let me see it again. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Rutabaga here with good news for anyone who's ever been treated mean by a bully. I'm talking, of course, about my exclusive Build Your Body Stronger Than a Bully system. These weights or barbells, as we call them, they can't do it alone, no. You've got to feed your muscles right if you want to give them the strength to lift heavy things and people. Some eat fish or poultry every single day. Fruit and veggies every day, too. Bread, cereals, wait, don't forget milk and cheese from our friends who go moo. And last but not least, your legumes, peas and beans. Look at skinny assistant number 1 here. He's lifting weights, but not eating a well-balanced. The number 2 just eats. He doesn't do any exercise at all. He's no good. But number 3 combines exercise with well-balanced eating, and I call that proof positive that good eating can help to build your body stronger than a bully's. Besides, friends, if you drop a carrot on your foot, it won't hurt as much as a weight does. I think.
Now, what kind of language is that? Don't you know there's a lady present?
Pop, give me a break. I'm just flip-flopping out of my head, and this is very frustrating.
Well, that's no reason to fly off the handle. Using foul language is a sign of ignorance, of a poor vocabulary.
Vocabulary? Words can
Of
express.
course they can, Lenny. Watch. Oh my goodness, this is certainly frustrating.
There you go again, Lenny. I think it's time for Lenny to see you go.
Wait a minute. Why should Gary have to go?
No, I meant Hugo.
I know you meant Hugo, but if Gary and I went together and Hugo went...
No. I said Hugo to you, but I said show Hugo to you to carry.
I know you said show Hugo, but I don't care about Hugo. I want to
No,
go Gary.
shove it.
Now there you go. I think it's time you two watch this week's Turkey of the Week.
It's time for Turkey of the Week, a chance to get to know and possibly even dislike a really rotten kid. And now the presentation of the most unwanted award on television, the Golden Gobbler. To this week's Turkey of the Week, a turkey named Hugo N. Our turkey this week is of average height, blue eyes, red hair, and a slight overbite. He has braces up north and braces down south, but braces won't fix what's wrong with his mouth. He's Hugo N. Huey for short. That foul-mouthed kid on the next tennis court, the kid who says when his shot's in the net and if he loses the set. He doesn't just because he's wearing white shorts. He says the same thing in all different sports. When he drops a long pass or loses a race, when he misses the puck or is out stealing base. In checkers and marbles and hide-and-go-seek, if he loses the game, he will surely say when he gets a flat tire or loses a dime. When his sneaker lace breaks, which is most of the time. But he doesn't just when he's mad or upset. In plain conversation, you will frequently get this or that thing's really... At night, he must, when he talks in his sleep. The way that it started might seem rather dumb. His father yelled when he hammered his thumb. Young Huey remembered it heard, and the following night, he tried out the word. Well, right then and there, he should have been told that it's not nice for young or for old. But his parents had friends who thought it was cute, especially one man in a loud plaid suit who shook Huey's hand and roared with delight. He said Huey's was the hit of the night. And no one said, Hugo, that word isn't nice. So, Monday at school, he used the word twice. This makes me important, he started to feel. This little word has made me a big deal. He was wrong about that. A boy who said, he's not a big deal. He's just a big creep. And as the weeks passed, his language got bolder, because Huey assumed that this talk made him older. He thought it was cool to swear and to curse. His vocabulary grew steadily worse. It was almost as though he had never been taught. He couldn't express an idea or thought, he'd open his mouth. He would say, the kept getting away. There wasn't much hope, or so it would seem. That night, while he slept, he had a bad dream. He dreamed he had wheels, but his tires were all flat. He was dirty and dented. He just rusted and sat in a big used car lot. His future was dim. Cars and trucks would rush by, beeping at him. He was lonely and scared. He'd said his last. I'm a boy, he cried out, not a bus or a jeep. He was cured. He could nice, normal way. His friends understood what he wanted to say. You don't have to curse to be a big deal. There are much better ways to express how you feel.
You're no turkey of the week anymore. I'm taking that back. I get it now. I guess cursing is kind of stupid, isn't it?
Well, it doesn't say too much for your vocabulary.
Or for your manners, for that matter. You notice it wasn't long before Hugo Beep ran out of friends. They couldn't stand all that cursing.
Yeah, well, I just want to try this flipping one more time. I've just got to see how this professor's going to move. Eureka! Look at that!
Moving performance, Lenny.
Well, it's about time. Well, you see, that's the simplest way to show how animation works. It's lots of pictures in slightly different poses. And you want to move the weight from down here to up here. The camera has to catch it in between, too. Well, that's our lesson for today.